Hi, this is Renato. Welcome to my channel. This video is going to be about health insurance. What you see in the video, what you're seeing right now is the Göns Árpád Város Központ. This is a metro station, and very close to here, it's a government building or a government office called NEOC, or in English, the National Health Insurance Fund. So here you can take a closer look to the government office. It's called Nemzeti Egészségbiztosítási Alapkezelő. But you don't need to come here. You don't need to come here because when you get public health insurance in Hungary, when you're already working, your employer will apply for your card and you will receive your card. Here, you do not come. Actually, it says on the door that they don't accept customers. There is no customer service in this building. I'm just showing it to you because it's related to the topic of the video. Yeah, and this video is going to be about the options that you have for health insurance once you are in Hungary. I'm going to explain you 5 different options, 3 that you will get before you get to Hungary or before you do your immigration paperwork, and then 2 additional orders that you will get once you are working. So why is it important to explain you the different health insurance options? The first reason is because you will need health insurance for your immigration paperwork before you start your immigration paperwork. So that's the first reason. It's a general rule that it is mandatory to have health insurance. And the second reason is because you might need medical treatment while you are living in Hungary. At some point of time, you would need medical treatment. So the first option that you have is that before you arrive to Hungary, or just when you arrive, you get an international private health insurance. And from the immigration point of view, you need to make sure that it is valid for at least 1 year. Yes, and you also need to make sure that in the papers, in the health insurance papers that you sign with the company, it is written very clearly that it has coverage in Hungary or that it has coverage within the EU member states or within the EU zone. So that's your first option. Your second option would be a private health insurance, but here in Hungary, from a Hungarian insurance company. Yeah, that's your second option. When you arrive and before you initiate your immigration paperwork, you go to a Hungarian insurance company and you get health insurance. Yeah, very, very similar to the first one, but in that case, you can do it after you arrive to Hungary, but before you initiate your immigration paperwork. That would be your second option. And your third option will be an EU health insurance card. And this will be only for those who are EU citizens or EEA nationals. So countries that do not belong to the EU or that do not belong to the EU, but they belong to the European Economic Area. So the EEA nationals, that means all the EU member states plus 3 other countries. I think they are Norway, Iceland, and Switzerland. So they belong to the European Economic Area. And before you arrive to Hungary, in your home country still, you need to do the paperwork for this EU health insurance card. And again, you need to pay attention to the validity. So when you start or before you start your immigration paperwork, this card needs to be valid for at least 1 more year so that it is accepted in the immigration office here in Hungary. So that would be your third option. And by the way, with this card, you will be able to get medical treatment here in Hungary, just as if you would be a Hungarian citizen. So in all the public clinics and all the public general practitioners and all the public hospitals, you will be able to get treatment with this card. And that's it. That would be your third option. Now your fourth option, but this is only after you arrive to Hungary, after you do your immigration paperwork, and after you are, or when you are already working and already paying taxes, you will get the so-called Tajkártya, or as they call it in English, the expats here in Hungary, TAJ card. This is like a public health insurance card to get medical treatment whenever you have, any illnesses, and your employer will do this for you. You don't need to apply for this card. Your employer will do this for you. In case a month has passed and they still don't give it to you, you can ask your employer, your immediate boss, or you can ask the HR department. So this will be your fourth option, but this is only after you start working in Hungary. So your fifth option would be if you work for a company. Most of the times, these companies, the multinationals have this as a benefit. Not only multinationals, but most of the times multinationals. So they have as a benefit or as a perk for all employees or for certain employees, they have private health insurance. So in that case, that's another option that you have, but this is only when you're already working, paying taxes, and already registered and already hired in a company that has this as a benefit. I was working a long time ago for 6 years in a multinational which had this benefit. And during those 6 years, I always went to private clinics and to private hospitals because the multinational company was paying for this health insurance, private health insurance. That would be your fifth option. So that's it for this video. You have 3 options for health insurance before coming to Hungary or before doing your immigration paperwork. And you have 2 other options that are after you already establish yourself in Hungary and after you already working in Hungary, register as an employee, everything legal. So you have 5 options. Those were the 5 options. See you in the next one.